Good morning, students. So we'll continue with the session 2, matrix method of structural analysis, module 1, session 2. I'm Dr. Jyoti TK, assistant professor, Government Engineering College, Ramnagar. So today we're going to study about structural systems. So what is meant by this structural system? There are different types of framed structures. For example, we'll start with the beams. Beams may support bending moment, shear force, and axial force. So in the sketch, in the figure, you can see a beam. I'll show you with the help of a pen tool. So here you can see a beam here, fixed support, hinge, roller and roller support, and CD is a overhang portion. So here you have an inclined load, you have a point load as well as a couple and a UDL, again an inclined load, right? So this type of beam may support bending moment. It will also support bending moment. It will support shear force as well as axial force. Whereas plain trusses in the given figure, you can see that there is a hinge support here and there is a roller support here. So plain trusses, in addition to axial forces, it can withstand the axial forces. A member can have bending moment. Here the member, you can see the member here. So the member can have bending moment and shear forces if it has loads directly acting on the member. For example, here you can see there is a load, there is a inclined load acting directly on the member. If there is a load acting directly on the member, then there is a chance of bending moment, or else if it is acting at the joints, there will be no bending moment. If it is act only on the member, it can have a bending moment and shear forces if it has load directly acting on them. In addition to you have a joint load here, you can see here there is a joint load here. In addition to that, if you have a inclined or any type of load on a member, then there will be bending moment and shear force, or else it will be only axial forces in a plain trusses. Next, in case of space trusses, here also you can see the hinge joints here. Any couple acting on a member should have a moment vector perpendicular to the axis of the member. So if there is any couple, I'll show you. If there is a couple like this, you can see here there is a couple here, couple. So any couple acting on a member should have moment vector. You should have a moment vector, and it should be perpendicular to the axis of the member. It should be perpendicular to the axis of the member, since truss member is incapable of supporting a twisting moment. As in the previous slide also I told you that it is capable of withstanding only axial forces, but in case if it is acting on a member, then bending moment and shear forces may be there. So that applies to the space stresses also. So if there is a couple acting on a member, not at the joint, if it is acting on a member, then it should have a moment vector, and that should be perpendicular to the axis of the member, as it is incapable of withstanding any twisting moment. Whereas plane frames, in the figure D you can see, figure D is a plane frame. Joints are rigid. All joints, joint B, joint A, C, D, all these joints are rigid. All forces in the plane of frame, all the loads are acting along in the plane of the frame, and all couples are normal to the plane frame. It is perpendicular to the plane frame. Okay, so it is in the case of plane frames. Grids, whereas in case of grids, in the figure E, you can see all forces normal to the plane of the grid, all couples in the plane of the grid. So all forces, it is perpendicular to the grid, right? As well as a couple, it is in the plane of the grid. It includes bending and torsion. So grid includes bending and torsion, and it has all couples are acting in the plane of the grid as shown in figure E. Whereas space frames, most general frame structure may support, frame structures will support bending moment, it will support shear force as well as axial force and torsion. So space frame support, bending moment, shear force, axial force and torsion. So in the figure you can see here, um, so you have a bending moment, you have a shear force, you have a axial force and you have a twisting also. Twisting also. So torsion. So you it support bending moment, shear force, axial force and torsion. Whereas grid, in case of grid, you can notice that all forces are normal to the grid plane. Grid and all couples are in the plane of the grid. It includes bending as well as torsion. Couples includes bending as well as torsion. So, what are the deformations in a framed structure? Usually, there will be three types of forces along the normal, along the x-axis, along the y-axis, and as well as along the z-axis, and three couples: moment, torsion in x-axis, moment in y-axis, and moment in z-axis. So, significant deformations in a framed structures in general. After seeing those previous slides, we can mention that in case of beams it is a flexural deformation, that is bending, and in plane trusses it is axial forces only, there is a bending moment, or shear forces if the load is acting on the member, not on the joint. So you should be very careful regarding that. So plane trusses, it is a significant deformation is axial. Space trusses also it is axial deformation. Plane frames it is flexural and axial, whereas grids it is both bending and torsion. Whereas space frames you have axial also, flexural also, as well as torsional also. So this is very important. Beams it is flexural, plane trusses it is axial, space trusses it is axial, plane frames both flexural and axial, grids flexural and torsional, and in case of space frames it is axial, flexural and torsional deformations. So next, so types of deformation which we observe in a frame structures are axial. You can see in figure A, along the axis of the member NX. You can notice that is axial deformation. Shearing deformation. It is parallel to the. You can see. You can notice in figure C. Uh, you can see. You can notice in figure C. And axial deformation you can see notice in figure P, and shear deformation you can notice in figure C, flexural deformation you can notice in figure C, and torsional deformation you can notice in figure E. That is, once again I'll explain. So axial deformation perpendicular to the axis, axial deformation, shearing deformation parallel to the axis, flexural which causes bending of the member, and torsional, you can notice here torsional deformation in the figure E. So what is next? In case of flexibility method, it is very important to know what is meant by the static indeterminacy. In case of a beam, static indeterminacy is you can find out using this formula, that is reaction components minus number of equilibrium equations available. So static indeterminacy E is equal to R minus 3. So how much of reaction is there in a given beam, you have to see that, and that you have to minus with the available equilibrium equation, that is sigma h is equal to 0, sigma v is equal to 0 and sigma m is equal to 0. So a few examples to find out, that is single span beams with both the ends hinged with the inclined loads, continuous beams, propped cantilever, fixed beam. So all these examples we are going to study one by one now. So here you can notice here there is a hinge and a roller support. So hinge, you how many reactions you have? One horizontal and vertical reaction, and roller we have one vertical reaction. So altogether static indeterminacy is I mean available reactions is equal to 3. Available equilibrium equations also 3. So 3 minus 3 that is equal to 0. So static indeterminacy in case of a beam with a hinge and a roller roller support is 0. And the second problem, that is problem B, if you notice, you have one hinge and two rollers, and in hinge you have two reactions, that is one horizontal reaction and one vertical reaction, whereas in roller you have one vertical reaction, and in one more roller you have one vertical reaction. So altogether there are four reactions, but available equilibrium equation is only 3. So 4 minus 3, if I do, I'm going to get 1. So static indeterminacy is 1. So next, similarly, if I go to figure C, you have fixed support at both the ends. So fixed support will be having three reaction, that is a horizontal reaction, vertical reaction, as well as moment. So both the sides altogether, how many reactions? R is equal to 6, but available equilibrium equation is only 3. So E is equal to 6 minus 3, that is equal to 3. So the structure is statically indeterminate by how many degrees? 3 degrees. So that was about beams in the previous slide. So next, if you want to find out static indeterminacy in a rigid plane frame, so how do I do that? So external indeterminacy is equal to reaction components minus number of equations available. So that is equal to E is equal to R minus 3. Here, you have to find out internal indeterminacy as well as external indeterminacy. That is, internal indeterminacy means in the frame, the members, you have to check whether the members are statically determinate or indeterminate. So if you are finding out for the members, we'll call it as what? Internal indeterminacy. So we have to see the internal indeterminacy is equal to 3 into closed frames, whether the frame is closed or open. So if it is a closed frame, I'll write it as 3A. 3 into closed frames. Closed frames, I write it as A. So I is equal to 3A. What is I? I is equal to internal indeterminacy. Therefore, total indeterminacy is equal to external indeterminacy plus internal indeterminacy. That is T is equal to E plus I. What is E? E is external indeterminacy. That formula we know. What is that formula? R minus 3. Internal indeterminacy, I know it is 3A. So R minus 3 plus 3A. So in case if there is an internal hinge, we'll have to provide an additional equations. We'll do some examples for this rigid plane frame. So example 1. So here total indeterminacy is equal to external indeterminacy plus internal indeterminacy, that is equal to R minus 3 plus 3A. Reactions hinge, we know that there will be two reactions, horizontal and vertical. So how many hinges are there? Two hinges. So altogether four reactions. 4 minus 3 is a external indeterminacy. Internal indeterminacy is 3 into A. 3 into A. What is A? A is a closed frame. But here the frame is not closed. It is open. So only we have one frame, and that is also open frame. So it is A value is 0. So 3 into 0. So what is the total indeterminacy we got? We have only 1. That is external indeterminacy. 4 minus 3, that is equal to 1. So similarly in example 2, we can see that T is equal to E plus I, and here we can note that this is a fixed support. In all the three supports are fixed support. So fixed support, each support has three reactions: horizontal, vertical, and moment. So 3 plus 3 plus 3, so altogether we have 9, or else you can do 3 into 3 also, that is fixed support. Each fixed support has three reactions. So how many fixed support are there? 3. So 3 into 3 minus available equilibrium equation is 3, plus 3 into how many closed frames we have? We have two closed frames, 1 and 2. We can notice here we have two closed frames. I don't know why it is not working. Okay, once again I'll try. So we have a two closed frames here, hence it is 3 into 2. Two closed frames are there. This 3 and 4, it is open, so you cannot consider. So you have two closed frames. So 3 into 2. So if we do that, 9 minus 3 is equal to 6, plus 3 2s are 6. So 6 plus 6, altogether we have 12 the structure, the frame is statically indeterminate by 12 degrees. Similarly, if we do example 3, we have 3 closed frames here, so 3 into 3, and equations, we have 3 hinges, so 3 into 2, because each hinge has 2 reactions, horizontal and vertical. If I do, I'm going to get 12. Similarly, in example 4, we can notice that we have 4 closed frames. So 3 into 4. Okay, then external indeterminacy, we have 4 fixed support. So each fixed support has 3 reactions, so 4 into 3, but available equation is only 3. So 4 into 3, 4 into 3 plus 3 into 4, if you do, what is the answer we are going to get? We are going to get 21. So this is again for a frame. So we have fixed support, 2 fixed supports are there. So 2 into 3, because each fixed support has 3 reactions. So 6 minus 3, that is equal to 3, plus 3 into A. A is closed frame, but here closed frame is 0. So 3 into 0. So what is the answer we are going to get? We are going to get only 3. So the frame is statically indeterminate by 3 degrees. So similarly, we have a fixed support here and a closed frame here. So if you do this, you are going to get 63. Try this and check whether you are getting 63 or not. So fixed frame is only, fixed support is only one. That you should not forget. So next one. So previous slides we were discussing about plane frame. Now let us discuss about space frames. So in space frames, we have reaction components. In the previous case, it was R minus 3. But since it is a space frame, we have to consider in all the 3 directions. So the number of available equation is R minus 6. So external indeterminacy is equal to reaction components minus number of equations available is E is equal to R minus 3 in case of plane frame, whereas in case of space frames you have to consider E is equal to R minus 6. So internal indeterminacy is equal to, there in that case it was 3 into A, but here it is 6 into closed frames. So example 1, you can see the example here. So here you can notice, uh, how many four supports are there, all fixed supports. So each fixed support has 3 reactions. So 4 into, instead of 3, you have to write 6 here, because horizontal direction, vertical direction, right, and uh, instead of mx, you have to consider mx, my, mz, and also mxy rotation, moment in xy direction, moment in yz direction, and as well as moment in zx direction. So altogether we have 6 reactions in each joint. So hence what you have to write, instead of 4 into 3, you have to write 4 into 6, because it is a space frame. So 4 into 6 minus equations available is 6. So 4 into 6 minus 6 plus closed frame, downward it is not closed, but whereas EFGH, you can notice EFGH is a closed frame, hence it is 6 into 1. So what is the answer we are going to get? We are going to get 24. So if the axial deformation are neglected, static indeterminacy is not affected, since the same number of actions still exist in the structure. Hope you understood what is meant by rigid space frame. So plane truss, how to calculate? So we discussed what is meant by how to find out the static indeterminacy in beam, how to find out in a plane frame as well as in space frame. So next we'll discuss about plane truss. So external indeterminacy is equal to reaction components minus number of equations available. So it is given by, here also you have to find out for external indeterminacy as well as internal indeterminacy. So for external indeterminacy, it is R minus 3. R is number of reactions, minus 3 is available equilibrium equations. So in how to find out internal indeterminacy in the member, how do we find out? So any additional joint requires 2 additional members. So hence the number of members for stability M is equal to 3 plus 2 into J minus 3, or 2J minus 3 plus 2j minus 6. So minus 6 plus 3, it will become 2j minus 3. So hence internal indeterminacy is equal to m minus 2j minus 3. I is equal to m minus 2j minus 3. Therefore, total indeterminacy is equal to E plus I. What is E? We know that it is R minus 3 plus what is internal indeterminacy? M minus 2j minus minus of minus plus 3. So, what is the equation we are going to get at the end? M plus R minus 2j minus 3 and plus 3 will get cancelled. So what is the total indeterminacy of a plane truss? It is m plus r minus 2j, where m is the number of members, r is the number of reaction components, and j is the number of joints. So this is example 1 for a plane truss. It is, what is the total indeterminacy? M plus R minus 2J. M is number of members 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 members. So we can notice here there are 9 members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 and 9, right? So plus reaction, roller we have 1 reaction, hinge we have 2 reactions, so altogether number of reactions is equal to 3 m plus r minus number of joints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 into 6. So external indeterminacy is r minus 3, that is 3 minus 3 is 0. Internal indeterminacy also t minus e, that is equal to 0. So it is statically determinatrix. Similarly, when we do for example 2 and example 3, we are going to get the answer as total indeterminacy is equal to 3 and total indeterminacy what is it we have to consider is we have a hinge at A. So T is equal to M plus R minus 2J. Members, we have 6 members, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 members plus reactions, both the sides hinge. So hinge means how many reactions at each joint? 2 reactions, altogether 4. So 6 plus 4 minus joints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 into 5 is equal to 0. Right. So E is equal to R minus 3 is the equation. But I have written plus 1 because at support A there is an internal hinge 1. Right. So that I have to consider. So 3 plus 1 because of this internal hinge. So what happens? Our reactions at this truss is 4 because there are 2 hinges. So available reactions are 4. And instead of writing R minus 3, I am writing 3 plus 1. Why is this 3 plus 1? Because in the problem it is mentioned that support A is there is an internal hinge at support A, hinge at A. So that I also have to consider. Therefore, this structure, this truss is also statically determinate truss. So similarly, we have to do the example 4, example 5 and example 6. Here number of members is equal to, if we do, we know that there is a hinge and a roller. So reactions is equal to 3. So we can notice reaction is 3. Number of members is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So number of members is equal to 7. 2 number of joints is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 minute. We have reaction 1. I mean joint 1, joint 1 minute. Yeah. So we have 5 joints here. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, if we do, we are going to get total indeterminacy is 0. Similarly, we do for example 5 and example 6. I want you to try example 5 and example 6. So you should get the same answer what I have got and I've shared in the screen. So if there is a wall or a roof attached, if there is no support, but you have a wall or a roof attached to a pin jointed plane truss, exception to the above general case, then internal indeterminacy I is equal to m minus 2j. There will be no external indeterminacy because there is no support. If there is a support externally, it is supporting a member, but there is no external support, so you need not have to calculate the external indeterminacy. It is sufficient if you calculate the internal indeterminacy. So internal indeterminacy in case of a wall or a roof attached to a plain truss, you can use a formula m minus 2j. So then external indeterminacy is 0, since once the member force are determined, reactions are determinable, right? So what happens here is m number of members. So in this case, number of members is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. You should not consider the support side. Wall side you should not consider. So where hatch is given, no need to consider that. So how many we have? We have 6. Number of members is equal to 6 minus 2j. Joints. Joint also you should consider only at the, you should not consider at the wall. So you have 1, 2, 3. So altogether 6 minus 2 into 3. So 6 minus 6, that is the structure is statically determinate because indeterminacy is equal to 0. So similarly you have to do for example 2 and example 3 also. One thing you have to keep it in mind is you should not consider the wall side member, or you should not consider the joints at the wall point. So hatch, whichever hatch is shown in the figure, that side you should not consider while using the formula to calculate the indeterminacy. And in case of wall or a roof attached to pin jointed plain truss, external indeterminacy will be always 0 because externally no support will be provided. So space truss. So we discussed about plain truss. Now we'll move on to space truss. Space truss, there as R minus 3, external indeterminacy is called R minus 3 as it was a plain truss. But since it is a space truss, we have to consider 6 reaction components at each joint. So hence it is R minus 6. So T is equal to M plus R minus, in that case it was 2J. But here it is 3J. Yeah, T is equal to M plus R minus 3J. So, total internal and external indeterminacy is given by m plus r minus 3j. So, internal indeterminacy, number of members is equal to, in this problem, let us see how many members are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So number of members is equal to 12. Reaction is how many supports are there? 3 hinge supports are there, right? So how many reactions will be there? So it is, number of reactions will be 9 here. Why it will be 9? Because it is a space truss. So you have 3 reaction components at each. So how much it will be? You have a horizontal reaction, vertical reaction, as well as a reaction in the z direction also. Whereas in case of plain truss, we used to consider only in horizontal and vertical. We never used to consider in the z direction. But here you have to consider in z direction also, since it is a space truss. So each joint has 3 reactions. So how many reactions altogether? We have 3 joints. So 3 threes are 9. So R value is 9. Then minus 3 into number of joints, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 joints are there. So 3 into 6, that is equal to 3. So E is equal to R minus 6. Reaction is 9 minus 6, that is equal to 3. So actions and displacements. So we discussed about different types of structural members, that is beams, rigid plane frame, then space frame. Then we also discussed plain truss. We also discussed about grid. We also discussed about plain truss as well as space truss. So next, moving on, in flexibility method and stiffness method, we give more importance to the forces and displacement. Forces are also called as what? Actions here. External actions, forces are couple or a combinations, and internal actions, internal stress. For every action there is a reaction. So internal stresses, that can be bending moment, shear force, axial force, twisting moment, etc. So this is the displacement, that a translation or a rotation at some point. So these are the displacement that we are going to explain in the coming session. When we when I do stiffness method, I'll explain in detail. And in a flexibility method, we use equilibrium conditions. We know that sigma fx is equal to 0, sigma fi and sigma fz is equal to 0. And compatibility conditions also we are going to discuss, that is continuity of displacement throughout the structure. For that we need compatibility conditions. So in flexibility method, basic equation to be solved are compatibility conditions. Thank you.